Hello, beautiful Facebook woman. I am so excited to be here this evening and share with you one of the most powerful frameworks on how to make 2020 the year when you finally fall in love with yourself, because love is the superpower. And when you, my darling friend, have love, when you have a reverence for yourself as a woman, life gets pretty amazing. And 2020 is definitely the year. It's definitely the time when things are supposed to get amazing. So let's get this show on the road and let's map out the 5 A's of self-love that will give you very tangible framework, a very specific step-by-step process, things that you can focus on, attributes that you can start to attend to that make self-love a real thing in your life, in your body, in your emotions, in your relationship. Let's bring this show on the road. Hi, Suzanne. Welcome, gorgeous. So one of the things before we dive into the framework is, if this is speaking to you and you want to share this with your friends, with your colleagues, maybe in a specific Facebook group that you are in, I'm inviting you to hit the share button right now and feel free to add any comments or anything that's really lighting your soul. I believe that the more women can see this message in 2020, the more emotional freedom and really liberation of anxiety, pain, suffering, depression, brokenness we can start experiencing as women who are, of course, dedicated to living our best life. So if this is the first time you and I are meeting, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Dagmar and I'm women's confidence and sexuality expert. And in my work, I help successful women, which means women entrepreneurs, CEOs, artists, financial advisors, women in the healing spaces, to truly heal the pain of their past, whether that's childhood wounding, whether that's difficult heartbreak, whether that's some form of sexual trauma, so they can fully and completely fall in love with their body, skyrocket their mental and emotional confidence, and truly live their most extraordinary lives. And one of the pieces I always invite my clients into, and I speak about it literally on all of my videos, in all of my programs, in all of my processes, is that love is the superpower. Love is the superpower. Now, as I share this, love is the superpower, if this is like maybe opening your heart just a bit, drop me a heart, send me a smile in the comments, or what is it? I don't even know the word. It's like you hit the emoji. I really, really want to know that this is meeting you at a deep level, because many times people and women are trying to fix themselves. They are trying to get rid of the cellulite. They are trying to lose weight. They are trying to pursue a certain career or get in the perfect relationship. And the mental narrative is that I will be happy, or I will love myself only when and only as I have the perfect body, or I have the excellent relationship, or I am in the career of my dream, and or I'm like at the post or at the promotion level that something in me feels that will actually satisfy the status quo. And what happens more often than not, first and foremost, until women get there, she is miserable. She is resulting to wine and Ben & Jerry's and porn and shopping and wasting money on her credit cards and still feeling miserable. And more often than not, even when woman gets there, when she is in the perfect relationship, when she creates the physique of her dreams, guess what? She is still miserable. So what I am talking here is an absolute paradigm shift where self-love is the superpower. Love is this magical essence of all healing, of all thriving, of all happiness and fulfillment in life. Love is the source that heals all pain, all suffering, all difficulty, everything in the world. And this world, our humanity, is currently starved for love. Yet being loved and receiving love is literally at the source of our being. So 2 days ago, actually 3 days ago, I was doing a Facebook Live. You can definitely, if this is something that interests you, you can definitely scroll back. And that was on the 3 shifts that women need to make in order to feel sexy and alive and flourishing in 2020. And one of the women in the community asked me on like, how do you create this for yourself? I speak a lot about nourishment. I speak a lot about pleasure. I speak a lot about women living in that pleasure zone. I speak a lot about deep reverence for yourself as a woman. So this woman in my community, she asked me like, how do you create this for yourself? Like everyone is talking about self-love. Everyone kind of knows that they want to have, they want to experience, they want to embody more self-love. But what is the actual like how to? Is my self-love, result of having green smoothie every single morning? Is my self-love result of like hitting a gym every single day? Or is there something completely else? So what I want to share with you right here, right now, is the 5 A's of self-love, which literally stems from a psychological development and our basic human needs as children, our basic human needs as infants, and something we had to get as a small baby, something we had to get as a small children growing up in order to survive. So this is a framework that, even though obviously we are not talking, love is not about surviving, right? Loving yourself is actually about thriving. This framework that I'm going to offer to you is fully connected to the development of nervous system. And what that means is that when you step into that, you're going to see some radical and powerful shifts very, very fast. So if you're ready for this, let me know in the comments below. Send me some hearts. Share this video right now on your Facebook page so it can be streaming to more women that are hungry to start loving themselves. So the first A of the 5 A's of self-love is attention. So when we come into this world, we need someone to attend to our needs. We need someone to attend to our needs of changing the diapers, giving us food, taking care of our emotions. So the first A is attention. And as it relates right now directly to you, as you're obviously grown-up woman in her career, with her family, you have children, you as a woman have needs. You have emotional needs, you have physical needs, you have spiritual needs, you have sexual needs, you have financial needs. And this first A of self-love is really attending to all of these needs. So what that means is there is actually even layer beneath that. I know what my needs are, and I feel worthy of attending to these needs, which means I'll start to fuel to them this first A of self-love, that is attention. So let me give you a concrete example. I'm a woman that is in a committed relationship. I'm with my husband for the last 14 years. And I might have a need, like the other night I had a need for being hugged in a non-sexual way. I needed to be cradled by my partner in a non-sexual way. So first and foremost, I was very attuned to this need. I was very connected that this is what my body needs. Then obviously I felt worthy enough to reach out to my partner, reach out to my husband and say, this is what my need is. So I was bringing attention to it, this energetic attention. I communicated with my partner, and then my partner was able to meet me with that and offer me, mirror me this attention and actually take care of my need. Absolutely powerful. So the first A is attention. The second A, this is a really, really big one, is acceptance. So as a child, when you're growing up, your caregivers, your parents have to accept you for who you truly are, rather than trying to fix you into something or change you into something. And let's be honest here. Like, who has actually received this level of acceptance from our parents? Pretty much, and I work with a lot of women around trauma and neglect and exploitation and shame and repression, and it's literally woman after woman, the amount of non-acceptance, the amount of shame, the amount of rejection, the amount of repression she has received from either her mother or from her father or from both of her caretakers is absolutely so devastating. So let me share with you what happens when we are not accepted for who we are, and how is that impacting us right now. So one of the trauma responses is actually shame and repression. Shame and repression. Hi, Jordan. Hello, my friend. So lovely to have you here. Shame and repression is a form of trauma to the heart. And what happens when we are shamed, when we are repressed, which at the foundation is we are not accepted for who we are. If a girl is, growing up and she's 12, 13, 14, and she's just like start to wake up to her sexuality and put up a nice dresses and red lipstick, and she is like beaming with playfulness, and suddenly her mother, who has rejected her sexuality her whole life, right, starts to shame and repress her daughter. What's going to happen to her daughter? She is not accepted. She is rejected in her sexuality, and she will either internalize all of these messages, which is a trauma response called dimming. And what happens when you dim, you are internalizing all of that negativity, and as a result, you're repressing your true feelings, and self-love goes out of window. You repress your true feelings of self-love. You repress your true feelings of self-acceptance. You get a lost sense of purpose because you have been shamed for your core identity. Or on the other side, what can happen, we can go into defiance. And defiance is like this overcharge in the nervous system. Defiance is literally like putting this massive shell and going into like, fuck you, man. Like, I don't need anything. I don't need anyone. I'm like self-sufficient. Fuck the man. Fuck the world. And guess what? If you are in that space, you're literally disconnected from this pliable vulnerability of your heart that is 100% required in order for you to be accepting the second A of self-love, in order for you to be accepting of more of that like soft and sensual part of yourself as a woman, which is your pleasure, your femininity, your radiance, your nourishment. And as someone who works with women from all around the world, and more often than not, really successful women in a high position, one thing I see a lot, this chronic stress response that most women are disconnected from their body, exhausted, tongue hanging on their breast, undernourished, undercared for, is literally reflection of that. You are in a state of defiance, literally saying like, fuck you, body, I don't need you, or I'm not gonna take care of you, like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. I'm just so miserable. I'm like this prisoner of myself. I'm prisoner of my feelings. I'm prisoner of how I look. And as a result, I'm defaulting to food. As a result, I'm abusing alcohol. As a result, I'm disconnected from my partner. As a result, I'm tearing my soul into pieces. So the second A of self-love is really deep, and it is an invitation for you to start accepting yourself. It is a work. It requires a deep inquiry, but it is a work that literally changes the DNA, the cellular DNA of your life. Are you with me so far? So I'm going to have a sip of water. I'm getting really, really excited. Self-love is my most favorite topic of all times. And once again, as you're coming on, I want to reintroduce myself. Cecilia is here with me. Hey, gorgeous. Angelique is with me. Gorgeous. Welcome. So we are talking about the 5 A's of self-love. And I'm offering you really workable foundation, a recipe, a step-by-step recipe that when you begin to implement into your everyday life, it literally recalibrates every single cell of your being. My name is Dagmar. I am women's confidence and sexuality expert. And in my work, I deeply stand for women dropping the inner war with their bodies and with their souls and reclaiming their love and reverence for themselves. So the third A of self-love is affection. So when we are talking it through the lenses of growing up, the affection that we are looking for is really a physical touch, not a sexual touch. You're looking for a physical touch. So there is a lot of studies that they have done that when babies are undertouched, their brains and the nervous system do not develop efficiently. They either slow down, or there can be some malaise, or they can even later on be a development of mental or emotional disorder. Now, here is the thing. This sense of a physical touch, this need to be touched, never ever goes away from us. Right? Even as we grow up in our 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, this deep core need to be touched does not go away from us. But what happens? Over the course of lifetime, we have embodied a lot of shame. Shame around our bodies, shame around our needs, shame around our sexuality, shame around our, this need for intimate belonging. And now we get into 30s and 40s and we are starved for being touched. We are starved for being connected with our bodies. And this is not just true if you are in a relationship. This absolutely holds true whether you are single, whether you are dating, whether you are, just starting off, whether you are married to someone for 28 years. Your body has a deep need for affection. So I'm a huge believer in physical touch, and I'm a huge believer in teaching women tools and skills and practices that actually allow them to touch themselves in really effective, therapeutic, and nervous system balancing way. So one of the practices that I bring into literally every single program I do, but especially into my Flash Academy, are the self-massage processes with yoga tune-up therapy balls. And what they do is they give women a doorway to release aches and pains, tensions, regulate the stresses in her body, but subsequently invite this deep need for being physically touched and letting this obviously your body has so many nerve endings, and the nerve endings are connecting to your brain. So when you touch yourself in a safe and therapeutic way, you're literally creating this imprint, this connection into your brain that your basic need for affection is being met. And your basic need for affection being met means, you know what that means? You won't be standing in the middle of the night by the fridge. You won't be standing in the middle of the night swallowing the last drop of the wine. because you feel attended to, you feel nourished, you feel good from the inside out. You're literally attending to your core hunger. Are you with me? Who is excited about this? Show me some excitement, show me some love, show me some appreciation. Like, this is a deep stuff. I feel that every single woman on this planet needs to know this, needs to understand this, and most importantly, needs to apply this into her life, because life gets just exquisite with affection. All right, the 4A of 5A of self-love is appreciation. You have a need as a child to be valued by your caretakers, to know that you're worthwhile, to be cherished, and to be deeply appreciated. And similarly as with the affection, this need has never ever gone away from you. So let me ask you this question. How much do you appreciate yourself? Who inside of you is stronger? Is it the inner critic? Is it the bitch that is constantly judging herself, constantly criticizing herself? All the internal messages from your childhood, from your mother, from your aunt, from your religion, from your society are just like running the show in your mind and keeping you small, keeping you disconnected, keeping you in loops of anxiety. Or it's like this inner queen or the goddess in you, or like this lover in you, this biggest cheerleader in you. Is she the one who is in charge? I will tell you with full transparency that my life has changed from the inside out when I put down the dagger of inner critic, when I put down the dagger of like, I am just down on myself, and I drop the dagger down, and I have really invited a cheerleader in me to be this driving force for change, the driving force for the quality of my day-to-day life. So you gotta, my darling friend, really appreciate yourself. Appreciate your look, your skills, your attributes, your weak side, your dark side, your beautiful side, your powerful side, your accomplishments. Go and appreciate yourself. If you can take one thing out of this, live stream, is make 2020 the year of true self-appreciation. Not of kind of a shelf appreciation, yeah, I like myself because I bought myself a nice dress. No, like the deep appreciation of the deep stuff. Appreciate those deep hungers, those deep longings, those deep drives. Appreciate the depth of yourself and watch your life blossom. It is time to make it happen. So Angelique says, woohoo, Dagmar, I love your work. Yes, Angelique, thank you so much for being here with me today. Go ahead and share this video right now on your wall or in a Facebook group. Let's bring this to woohoo! More women who need to hear this. Cecilia says love. Awesome. Beautiful. So far we've covered the first A, which is attention. Second A is acceptance. The third A is affection. The fourth A is appreciation. And we are at the finale. The fifth A of self-love is allowing. Allowing. So as a children, we really need to receive a sense of allowing from our parents to make a choices with our deepest needs and deepest drives. Now, all of that obviously holds more true as we are progressing through life, but let me give you a really simple example. My son right now, I have two sons, but my younger son right now, he is 2, and we are officially in what they call the terrible twos. I don't like to buy into the narrative of terrible twos. I think there's very disempowering, and it's creating a very wrong, negative framework, or like disempowering framework for parents. But officially, that's the period we are in. And what that means is that my son, in this tender age, that obviously he is feeling a lot of emotions and he does not know how to emotionally regulate himself. He is throwing himself on the floor, he is beating the floor, he is kicking the floor, he is, like creating distraction around himself. Now, for me right now, this allowing him to be with this is absolutely everything. Now, I'm not saying here that I'm not, how would I say it? I'm just like keeping him in his big emotional rainbow. No, my responsibility as a parent is to allow him to be with his deep needs and subsequently support him in regulating his emotions. But what would happen if I am a woman, if I am a mother who is exhausted and stressed out and burnout and does not know how to take care of myself? How will that actually impact me attending to my son? I would not have this emotional bandwidth, this energetic bandwidth for allowing him to be with his big emotions. And I'm going to be brutally honest. What do most parents do? They lock their children in the bedrooms, or they are spanking their children, or they are screaming at their children. They literally do not have this emotional, energetic allowance for their toddlers to be with the bigness and the intensity of their emotions. Are you with me on this? If you're a woman who has a toddler, I believe you are. Or if you have been recently through toddlership, it's intense. It's intense. So this space of allowing, and as it relates to you right here, right now, whatever stage of your life you are, whether you are a new mother, whether your kids are grown up, whether you're single and dating or hoping to step into a relationship, you need to be in a place where you're allowing yourself to make choices that are in alignment with your deeper needs. And where do you find those needs? It goes back to the first A of self-love, which is attention. Attention, if we can recap that, is really paying attention to your needs, and what is required underneath that is you're going to know what your needs are, you're going to be attuned to your needs, and then feel worthy enough to actually attend to your needs with your time, with your money, with your energy, with your resources, and with other people's time, money, energy, and resources. So this work is really deep, and it changes everything. It absolutely transforms the way you feel, how you relate to yourself, how you feel in your body. It reclaims this attention to your deepest needs that you very likely did not get as a child, that you did not get as a growing girl, that you did not get as a teenager. One of the things I like to say to my clients over and over again, even those who have been through horrible abuse. Last year, I have been working with a woman. Her name is Dominique, and I have permission to share her story. She's absolutely, absolutely amazing. But Dominique came from an environment of horrendous abuse. I mean, her mother went through Second World War. And literally, when Dominique was in her womb, when Dominique was in her uterus, I mean, she was absorbing all the horrors of Second World War. So there was literally like this, through epigenetics, absorption of tremendous trauma and unworthiness or like terror to be alive even before she was born. So a little bit lost my train right now, but what I'm trying to say with this is that doing this work, oh yes, I know exactly what I wanted to say. One of the things I say to my clients over and over again is there is never late to have a perfect childhood. There is never late to have a perfect childhood. It doesn't mean you go after your parents and demand of them, right, that they give you what they want or attend to your bleeding heart. It means that you are a grown woman. And if you allow yourself to get under the umbrella, to get the support, to get the guidance of someone who has been there and who understands the process and who has the skills, the frameworks, the tools, and really is able to hold a container for you, it changes everything. So my client Dominique, 1 year ago, exactly 12 months ago, when we started our journey together, she felt there is no life in front of her. She's in early 50s. She was suffering with chronic pain, debilitating pain for over 20 years. She could not sleep. She was married. She has children, and there was a lot of, she's a good family, really, really good family, really loving family, but there was a lot of trauma, perpetuating trauma around boundaries and responsibilities and needs. She also really, really struggled with her partner, with her husband, and they're just like layers of pain, layers of abuse, layers of self-worth, no life in front of me. Now, over the 12 months, she has done 2 rounds of Flourish Academy with me, one back in early 2019 for 3 months, and then second round she has just done with me November, December, this few weeks ago, and she has literally turned her life around. She has released all of this pain, all of this abuse. She has rewired her nervous system into self-love and safety and profound self-acceptance, so much so that she's pain-free. She's absolutely pain-free. She is sleeping really well, really deeply every single night. She has started to run. She's exercising regularly, which before that was impossible because all she felt was pain. So she's running, she's exercising, she has reclaimed connection and intimacy with her husband, and she is starting the business of her dreams. She is starting a doula business, is something that she deeply cares about, supporting women into really healthy pregnancies and of course amazing, beautiful invitations and deliveries of their children into the world. So I know what is possible when you have the process, when you have the guide, when you have the space and really this like transformational cocoon that can allow you to do the work that is really, really important, that's really, really required to shift into a woman that feels lit up and activated and deeply loving, and that has profound reverence for herself, for her body, for her emotions, for her life, because you, my darling friend, have one life. 2020 is the year of making things happen for yourself, of making a radical leap. Of it might be scary, there might be a lot of deep emotions coming up, but I'm inviting you, it's time to make it happen. So I'm inviting you today to take this next step and book a call with me. So booking a call is as simple as either dropping me an emoji in the comments below. When you do that, I'm gonna reach out to you privately via Messenger, so you'll get a private message from me. The second option to book a call with me is simply go on the link that you can see in the description of this video. I'll also, once I finish this live, I'm gonna post this link in the comments, so you'll be able to go directly in there. But if you're like, I don't know where the link is, just drop me an emoji in the comments below. First and foremost, this call is absolutely free. You'll have free consultation with me where you and I are going to have profoundly safe and loving space, and you can share with me all of your pains, all of your struggles, all of your suffering. Really give me download into your life, give me download into what's going on for you. And what I'm going to give you is a tremendous gift, and the gift is a step-by-step process that will address your body, your mind, and your heart. They'll literally help you shed the pain and suffering and anxiety and depression and rise into a woman that has deep love, deep reverence, and lives in a profound state of happiness and fulfillment and gratitude. Now, if it makes sense in that space that we can work together in a professional way that can really support you in a deep, loving, and transformational way to make this a true shift, a true change, a true lasting transformation, I would absolutely share with you how we can make this happen, what kind of program, what kind of process, what kind of what kind of, how would I say, like transformational container will best support you. But please fear not. This is not about pressure. This is not about like pushing into something. This is really about showing you what is possible and creating this step-by-step framework for you that will make the 2020 the best year of your life. You are destined to feel amazing. You are put on this planet to heal and break free of whatever you have been through. And when you get on a call with me, when you book in the consultation, which once again you can do simply by dropping an emoji in the comments below, or going on the link and booking in the time and the day that works for you, that works for your schedule, we are going to make a powerful, powerful shift. This is my invitation. Hi, Natalia. Hi, gorgeous. Natalia, I have to say that, my darling friend. Natalia is my friend from childhood. So we have kind of gone separate ways. But yes, Natalia has seen me when I was 14 or 15, which is amazing. So when you get on a call with me, this is really a sacred invitation to map out the process for you, so you, my darling friend, can claim your life force, your self-love, your reverence, your nourishment, and make 2020 extraordinary. I'm sending you so much love. I believe if you bring this 5 A's of self-love out of this like intellectual space that I have just shared with you over the last almost 40 minutes, if you're just coming on, you'll probably want to rewatch this because this framework is really, really powerful. But if you implement it, if you make it part of your day, if you make it part of your life, if you make it part of your Monday to Friday and then Saturday to Sunday, it's going to shift everything. So I'm inviting you 2nd of January 2020 to drop the busyness, to drop the scrolling, to drop the overwhelm, and step into better tomorrow. Implement 5 A's, get on a call with me, let's map out the healing strategy for you, and let's make magic happen together. You are a flourishing woman. It's just about like shedding the pain, shedding the abuse, shedding the trauma, and rising into your sacred power. Okay, gorgeous, much love, and I will see you very soon.